boys and
Oh,
girls?
some great children were here, absolutely. And they were all on the nice list.
They were all on the nice list, and you called the North Pole.
Absolutely.
Wow, so is it like a busy time right now?
It's a very, very busy time. Not, most of the toys are all made, but now we're doing the wrapping, and that's all being done. And last minute changes to the naughty and the nice list, unfortunately. Hopefully most of them are changing to the nice list.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes.
But there's time that they can work on getting on that
Oh,
nice
oh,
list.
absolutely. And like I say, no one is perfect, and children are going to make mistakes just like adults do. But the main thing is what's in their heart.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to focus on.
And this is the season of giving and showing kindness.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, I know a lot of you are wanting to ask us some questions, so let me go ahead and get onto our Facebook page. Santa, what do you think most people are going to want to ask you about?
Oh, it's hard to tell nowadays. There are several of the same questions that are asked a lot of times, but every once in a while they'll come up with a really different question. But I have to warn you, I will do my best to answer every question, but there are still some things about Santa and the North Pole that we have to keep secret.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he can't answer every question. I've got our Facebook page pulled up now, and I can see some of the comments. We've got some people watching. Sheila says hello to Santa. Crystal says hi to Santa. Everyone is saying hello and Merry Christmas.
Hello, everyone, and likewise, Merry Christmas to you, too.
Okay, so I guess the first question would be, what's your favorite cookie?
Well, not everybody gets this when I say it, but my favorite cookie are the round ones.
The round ones?
Yes, and since they're almost all round, they're all my favorite cookies. But I guess if it comes right down to it, my two favorite cookies would be chocolate chip and then peanut butter.
Okay, chocolate chip and peanut butter.
Absolutely.
So with the chocolate chip, do you like chocolate chip chunk or just regular chocolate chip?
Regular chocolate chip, chewy, not crunchy.
Okay, there you go. Well, Tara would like to know if you can say hello to her grandson, Brentley. She says he's been very good and that he's been a good boy and that Pop loves him very much.
Well, hi, Brentley, and Merry Christmas to you. And I am so glad to hear that you have been good this year. And I just am so excited about all the great things that you have ahead of you, and just excited about how great of a Christmas you're going to have this year.
All right, and we also have Katie. She says that Walker says hello, and he already made his cookies for you.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Walker. I appreciate that.
All right, and so when I told I have two children, and when I told them that you were coming, my daughter's eyes got so big. She was so excited. And I said, well, Phoenix, what do you want me to ask Santa for you? And she said, I don't want to ask him anything. I just want to wish him a Merry Christmas.
Well, when children do things like that, it just makes my heart melt. And, there's one thing I tell children a lot of times when I talk to them. When they come up and we're asking about gifts and all of that kind of thing, and they ask me what kind of cookies I like, and then I tell them, do you know what Santa likes more than milk and cookies? And I say, hugs.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's just nothing quite like a hug to just get all the heart flowing and just warm feelings, great feelings, absolutely.
Well, we are excited about having you here, and Santa came with gifts, as you'd expect. Even though it is very early still for Christmas, a lot of people try to make sure that they won't be on the naughty list.
Right.
But yeah, he gave me this book, and it's called Santa's First All-Night Flight.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then earlier when the kids were in our studio, you gave them all wooden toys that you made.
Yes, not the elves, but me personally.
That's very important. All the kids have their elves on the shelf. Okay, I want to go back now to Facebook because so many people are chiming in. We have from JL Lindsay, Eli wants to know what your favorite food is.
Oh, my favorite food. You know, I guess I just have to say, well, during the last break, I was out roaming through the studio and I saw some of the employees eating.
Yes, yes.
And they were having pizza, which I have to say, pizza's probably one of my favorites. Mrs. Claus has several recipes, but she knows what I like. And when I get back home after Christmas, we have a pizza, cookie, and milk party every year, and it's a big time.
That sounds like a great party. Pizza, cookies, and milk.
Absolutely.
So, I'm curious, what does Santa get on his pizza? Is it just like cheese?
Cheese, mostly cheese.
Or pepperoni?
And pepperoni and different kinds of meat, yes.
Okay.
I don't care for those little fishy things. Anchovies.
Oh, anchovies. Okay. So no cookies or pizza
Don't
with
leave me anchovies.
Okay. Okay. So we have, oh my gosh, so many comments. We have Tiffany Mosley saying, if you could please say hello to Kinsley, Luke, and Joshua.
Kinsley, Luke, and Joshua. Hello from me, even though I'm not at North Pole, but hello from the North Pole. Because Mrs. Claus and the elves said, make sure you tell them all that we said hello and that they all love you all too.
Okay, and I have Landon wanting to know, how do you fit all of those toys in your sleigh? Because he says he's made good grades and he is hoping for a laptop.
Oh, that's a question. Let me see if I can give you a shorter answer to that. I don't fit all those toys into my sleigh at one time. If you've ever seen that movie, The Polar Express.
Yes.
Where they show the North Pole and they show me there with my sleigh and that huge bag of toys. Would you want to be one of the reindeer looking behind you seeing all of those toys? No, they would probably go on strike or something.
That's a lot of work.
But one of the interesting things that we've developed, well, we have fairy dust at the North Pole, and the fairy dust does different things. And we have a special fairy dust, and I don't know if anybody can see that.
Oh my goodness.
But this is how we do so many things through Christmas, and the green fairy dust is what we use for something called teleportation. And if you remember that movie with Tim Allen, at one point, movies don't always get things right. But one point where he delivered the toys and then he told his son the bag was empty. Well, that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Because we have 25 elves at the North Pole with the green fairy dust that teleports the toys to my bag after I go to each one.
Okay, and really quickly, everyone is asking about their elf. So the elves come out because they're helping you, right?
Right.
To see what's going on, making sure kids are minding their manners. How do you keep up with all their names?
I am asked that all the time. And what I tell the children, I couldn't keep up with all those elves, but I have a whole team of elves at the North Pole, and they take care of and talk to all the elves at home. And then those few elves report back to me. But you know, we got to be careful. I've heard some stories already this year that some of those elves has been rather mischievous.
Yes, they have.
And I want to get reports back to the North Pole because we're going to have to do some retraining.
Yes, for the elves in my household, they need some retraining. Todd and Snowflake. Not trying to tell, but Todd and Snowflake need some retraining.
Yes.
Our elves.
Well, hopefully they didn't do anything too bad.
Okay, so by the magic of television, thanks, George and Cassandra, I wanted to do a taste test of hot chocolate. So you have one too, also to your left.
Oh.
And it is hot.
Well, you said magic of television.
Chocolate.
Oh my.
Yes, it is. So
Real hot.
yes. George made it very hot, he says. All right, so we are going to see, because they're all different kinds of hot chocolate.
Oh, absolutely.
There's instant, there's the kind used with the syrup. There's dark hot chocolate, milk hot chocolate. I want to know what makes a good hot chocolate. So we did our very best with this, and I want you to taste it and let me know what you think.
Well, first of all, George needs to work on the larger marshmallow.
Oh. Marshmallows, George.
The larger marshmallows. Because these have just gone already. So let's see what we think, though, about the taste of it.
Oh, these
Nothing
comments
better,
are coming in so fast.
even with the weather that you guys are having down here in Alabama, hot chocolate, oh, it'll be really great tonight.
It would be. So let's see here. Okay. Oh.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good hot chocolate.
You did all right, George.
You did all right.
Minus
Absolutely.
the marshmallows. Minus the marshmallows.
But you know, George, if you really want to know how to make the best hot chocolate, we'll have to have you on a special trip up at the North Pole, because we have some elves that's been working on this for a very, very, very long time.
Okay, and so now we have from Lee Ann Clemens. Wants to know if you would please say hello to Carson Travis in Summerdale. He wants a Nerf gun to get the zombies.
And who was it again that say?
This is Carson Travis in Summerdale.
Carson Travis in Summerdale, hello to you. Now the question that I always ask when a child asks me for the Nerf gun is, who are you going to shoot? I know you said zombies, but just make sure you're not sneaking up to somebody else and shooting them unless they have one to shoot right back at you.
Okay. And we also have Denise Nelson watching. She says, Merry Christmas, Santa.
Merry Christmas, Denise.
And she says her grandchildren, Hunter, Grayson, and Riley, say hello.
Oh, Hunter, Grayson, and Riley, how are you? I haven't heard from you guys for a while. Hope you're all being good this year.
We have Jamarcus, he's 5, and he says that he loves you and he is ready for you to come and to give joy to all the kids in the world.
Well, Jamarcus,
Yeah.
you know, I love you too as well. And thank you for telling me that, because nobody can be told that too often. So tell everybody you can that you love them.
Brittany Daniels says hello, Santa. Her daughter
Hey,
Haley wants to know. Haley wants to know if she's on the nice list.
Is Haley on the nice list? Well, here's the little secret, Haley. It kind of falls in the same line as children ask me what their name is. And you know, there's just so many nice children out there. The list is impossibly long. But the ones that I know their name, they're on that short list, that naughty list. And Haley, you're not on that short list.
That is good news. I have to tell you, Santa was going around the newsroom and checking to see if some of our reporters were on the naughty or nice list. Were any of them on the
There was one.
naughty list?
There was one that's being worked on, yes.
Okay. We shall not name this said person in the newsroom, but I think he or she know who they are.
Well, like I told them, they still have 6 days to work on it.
All right. Santa, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, boy, that's like favorite food. My favorite movie has to be a tie, I guess, between the old Miracle on 34th Street
Oh, yes.
and the Polar Express.
Okay.
Matter of fact, back in October, I left the North Pole and I took a ride on that Polar Express. We had a great time. They even brought out the hot chocolate with larger marshmallows for me, and we had a great time, George.
Now, do they really dance in the aisle of the Polar Express?
No, the most I could get them to do is to do a little jig for me.
Yeah.
They were busy and doing a whole lot of things on there, but they brought the hot chocolate out and they were singing songs. And that was so neat, the singing part is.
Yeah.
But you know, when you got those hills and everything, the dancing part, probably not too easy, but we had a lot of fun singing.
All right, so Santa has agreed to do something really fun with me. You ready to wrap some presents?
I'm ready to try.
Okay.
I'm ready to try.
So I told Santa, I said, you know, You probably have the elves do most of the gift wrapping for you.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we're going to have a little gift wrapping competition because I'm not the best, but maybe you can give me some pointers. So we're going to go over here.
Okay.
We've got some toys.
Oh my goodness.
And we're gonna do our best to see if we can make this work here. All right, so we have tape and scissors. We each have our own tape and scissors, and we're gonna try and wrap. So you have a basketball, and I have the football.
I think we're going to have to add to the naughty list somebody who got me a basketball.
No. Okay, all right, so let's see.
Oh.
Now, the goal is who's going to get it done first? Are we worried about getting it done right? Like when you're dropping down presents.
Well, now, wait a minute. You're starting already.
Okay. Oh, okay.
See, no, now, come on now.
Okay.
Oh, I need to get an equal start on this. Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. So, my question is when you're delivering presents and you're dropping them down the chimney, actually you carry them, right?
In the bag.
Okay. All right. And then, okay. This is not going so well.
This is not good. I can't even cut a straight line with this. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Wrapping with Santa.
Oh,
How
my.
often do you get to say that you wrap presents with Santa?
Oh.
All right. So, have you ever forgotten a present like on your sleigh and then you had to come back?
Well, that's one of those really interesting things that happens is, like I said, we have that green fairy dust for teleportation. And there have been times where a gift has gotten left out. And so I have to call Springerly at the North Pole and say, hey, Springerly, one's missing. And of course, he'll usually find it and say, okay, I'll get it sent to you, boss, and then it'll show up.
And there's no such thing as a favorite reindeer, right? You can't have favorites. That's like...
No, do not have favorites. Okay. But I'll tell you something about it that most people don't know. There's only one female reindeer on the team.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know.
And her, what name? I'm sure that you know the names of my reindeer.
Oh, don't ask me that, Santa.
Oh, uh-oh.
Okay, wait.
Just like the song.
I know.
There was Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen.
And Rudolph.
And Rudolph. So who do you think the female reindeer, the girl reindeer is?
Vixen.
It is Vixen.
Haha.
But you know what?
Okay.
Now all you boys out there and dads.
Done.
Dads, if you're listening. I think I'm going to take Vixen off the team now. No.
Okay, I don't want to like slam it down and do that football dance because it is football. Okay.
Now you know why I have elves at the North Pole that do my wrapping.
That was fun.
But Vixen.
Yes.
Not only is she the only girl reindeer, but she is the smartest of all the reindeer.
Oh, I would.
She'll even stop and ask for directions.
She will.
Absolutely.
She won't get out a map.
Nope.
Yeah, that Vixen.
She's the one that gets us everywhere we're going.
Okay.
That's Vixen.
I thought, we have a visitor. Who do we have here?
Oh.
In our studio.
That was the naughty one.
Oh my. Okay, so come on up. Santa was just telling us earlier how he was checking the naughty and nice list, and we had a little gift wrapping competition. We didn't say who was on the naughty or nice list.
Well, Bree McNaught. She's always the culprit. Bree McNaught.
Yes.
I was saying I was on the good list this year because I am.
Here.
Well, Bree was saying that. Bree, of course, was saying that she was on the good list and that no, I in fact was on the naughty list. Well, he apparently has a high-tech Santa
Biometric scanner
on his phone, a little app, and you put your finger on it, and then it goes back and forth. Well, Bree's went on the good side, and mine went on the naughty side. So I must have had a naughty moment, but for the most part, I'm very good. Very good.
But like I told you, you still have 6 days to work on it, and you can
6
bump
days.
Bump it up there a little bit.
I know. You know what I want this year, though, right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Well, that depends upon how high you are on the list, too.
Okay.
You didn't tell me what you want.
I'm working on it. I can't. He knows.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I shared my microphone. That puts me on the
But
nice
see,
list.
sharing is a good thing. That's all part of the
Yes.
Christmas spirit.
you
Absolutely.
go.
She's definitely on the good list.
Yes, all the time.
All right.
Do you want to
Absolutely.
try to do one more?
Oh, I'm game.
Okay.
I
so
guess
let's
I
set
can look
these
silly
aside.
twice.
Well, no, you won't. I will give you.
Send this one back to the elves, would you please, George? Have them rewrap that, because it's not going to make it.
There you go. You've got that one. Or do you want me to
Whoa.
take that one? That one? Here, we'll switch. Okay.
Absolutely.
So we'll get our paper together, and then we'll do on your mark set. Okay. All right. And you had extra paper.
I had extra paper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Santa, are you are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go.
Let's go.
All right. So wrapping is kind of difficult for moms and dads who want to give like a bonus present.
I think
to
you
their
gave me
kids.
doll scissors, by the way.
I did, Santa. I did not. Okay, so we have Bree McNaught who's here, but we
Okay,
are in a
Bree.
competition, so we are focused.
That I even talked bad about in here.
Oh, just contrary, Bree.
Okay, good.
So Bree,
You have to focus. We can talk a little bit.
Absolutely.
I just want you to know that.
well, I am.
I'm already finding that out. Oh,
Okay, so
Santa,
where'd my tape go?
I got it here.
Here, tape.
I took her.
done.
No, she's not done. Look how bad that is. I think.
Really? Oh. Okay, look. See, we got
I'm done.
do these corners
Okay.
real neat.
So while Bree is helping Santa, I'm gonna go and look again on some of the Facebook
Oh,
comments
no.
that we have coming
Come
in,
on.
because I know a lot of you have some questions for
Well,
Santa.
first of all, you give me
Okay.
doll scissors.
So Santa.
Oh,
Santa.
Okay, so we have John
is
Robinson, and JJ wants to know if the reindeer want carrots or celery
be the
on
judge
Christmas Eve.
Look how
actually,
awful.
neither.
Neither. They don't want. Okay.
Most people talk about carrots, but reindeer do not have bottom teeth.
Did you
The more you know.
It is very difficult for them to gnaw on those carrots. What they really like for snacks, besides reindeer food, of course, is raisins and small apple chunks. That's what they really like. That is their
I did not know
snack
that.
food. That's what they like.
Okay. Apple chunks and raisins.
These
Okay.
little boxes of raisins are great to leave out for them. They love those.
Okay. And so Ashley says, "Hi, Santa."
Hi, Ashley.
Michaela and Daphne says hi.
Michaela and Daphne.
And she wants a four-wheeler.
Whoa.
How do you get something like that?
That requires a lot of prior planning with the parents.
Yeah.
But we can do it, but see, the first thing is, are they legal ways to drive it?
Oh,
Do they have a place to drive it?
okay.
So there's a lot of things to consider with all of those gifts.
Okay, Shannon says, my 2-year-old daughter Elena says hi, and she wants a doll for Christmas.
Well, there's so many great dolls out there this year. Oh, there just really are. We had one right here that you can't see anymore that's all wrapped up. But I think that we could probably find a doll for you at the North Pole, absolutely. But just make sure you stay on the nice list.
Okay, and this is an interesting question. Venetia says her niece wants to know if the elves are your children on the North Pole. Have you had that question before?
Oh, I've had that question before. No. The elves are not my children. No, I'm afraid I don't have any children. The elves, actually, the first time I met an elf, I was in a country called Lapland. And that's where I met who we now call Bernard for his in the English translation of his name, my head elf. And as we made our way eventually to the North Pole, we gathered more elves, and so they all lived there.
Okay, so here is a question from Grayson. Grayson wants to know, how is Rudolph doing?
Rudolph is doing really well. He has had no problem in doing well because, they've made all these movies about him and songs about him. And, every once in a while, his daddy has to try to keep him in line. By the way, in case you don't know, Rudolph's daddy is Donner. He is my oldest reindeer that I have, one of my first two, Donner and Blitzen. And Donner is his daddy.
Two things I did
Rudolph,
not
sometimes Rudolph, he gets a little ornery because he knows how special he is, and Daddy will kind of reach out and say, "Settle down, son."
So we're getting questions about your beard. And earlier, someone asked if you could take it off, and you said...
When they asked me that, I said, only if I used a razor and shaved it all off, which I wouldn't do that. This is a real beard. I mean, ouch, it hurts.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
It looks painful from here.
No,
Okay.
See, it's a real
I know, I
beard.
can see it from here. So Noah says, have a Merry Christmas and to be safe. Mary
Christmas,
said
Noah.
that. And then also, Jennifer Westbrook says, all I want for Christmas is peace and love.
And that's what the whole Christmas spirit is about. And many, many years ago, a man named Charles Dickens wrote a book that we call Scrooge now, but it was then called The Christmas Carol. And in that book, he said, this one thing I do, try hard to keep the spirit of Christmas all the year round. And that's what we need to do, because that's what those things are about.
We have a question coming in from Brittany. Brittany says, Michael wants to ask, how you doing?
I'm doing really well,
because
thank you.
Almost stress time.
I love this time of year.
Yeah.
This is great. I get to see so many children all the time. I get special requests, like to come here tonight, to get to see everyone and get hugs from everyone. Of course, there is the cookies and milk that I'm looking forward to on Christmas Eve, too.
Yes. And on that note, someone has already said that they baked you some peanut butter kiss cookies. So I'm guessing that's like the best of both worlds, since you like chocolate chip and peanut butter.
Absolutely. That's outstanding.
There you go.
Anybody out there that wants to duplicate that, go right ahead.
All right. And then, Irma says her daughter Star in Ohio says she loves you.
Well, thank you, Star, and Santa loves you too very much.
We're getting a lot of requests for like what they want, and that is to be expected because, normally they get to hand you their list.
Right, mail it to me, whatever, absolutely.
Well, Olivia wants to know if she may have a scooter for Christmas, and she adds, please.
A scooter. See, now we're asking, are we talking about one with a motor, one without a motor? A pink one or a green one? But depending upon your age, I think that's something we could probably handle. We have a pretty good supply of those at the North Pole right now, and the thing about it is that Santa doesn't make promises that I'm going to bring you a specific gift. But I will promise you that if you stay on the nice list and do things you're supposed to, the promise is you will have a very special Merry Christmas.
So we have one more, well, we have several, but this is one that I really want to get to. It's from KJ. He says he's so excited about Santa this year. He's 2 and he loves monster trucks. So this is the time when he is probably really starting to get,
oh yes,
like opening presents, getting really excited.
Had a lot of requests this year for monster trucks, some with remote controls and some without. They're very, very popular this year.
Oh, Bentley wants to know, this is from Renee Bates, and Bentley wants to know if the elves eat candy, chocolate, and syrup on their food.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of it.
And we know that from the movie Elf.
They eat everything that they can get their hands on. But you got to understand, the elves at North Pole work 364 days a year. They work so hard all year long.
Oh, wow.
And that's what they eat so much.
Yeah.
And they're fit and trim, just like me. No, actually, they are more fit and trim than me. I got too many cookies.
Cookies are a good thing.
They are.
Tony wants to know if you can say hello to Cam A. He's been a great kid. He's sweet and he loves his gram. And she adds, we have cookies and divinity.
All right. Well, hello, Cam. How are you? Divinity is good, and I'll tell you to make that, you have to be really special because it's not always an easy thing to bake.
What is it? I don't know.
It's a type of fudge.
It's fudge.
It's white.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
And I would think that most people in the southern states in America have a difficult time with it because it's real sensitive to humidity.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, Santa, you are full of information.
If you lived as long as I have, you would be too.
Mackenzie wants to know if you could please bring her a camera and a phone and some ear pods and let the reindeer know that she's going to leave them some food. That's
Oh
from
my
Mackenzie.
gosh. Well, the camera's a good idea. You can have a lot of fun with the camera, but I got to tell you, the whole thing about the phones and iPads, a lot of those type of things, Santa had to quit bringing out because a few years ago, I took some on an iPhone, and I got back to the North Pole, and about a month later, Mrs. Claus comes into the room, and she's just wagging all over me about this, and I said, "What did I do now, Mrs.?" And she said, "Well, so-and-so's mom sent a letter, and now they're getting things in the mail, bills from the phone company for these monthly services fees. So I can't give out anything that's going to cause mom and dad to have a monthly service fee."
Okay.
That's not fair to them.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, on that note, speaking of like asking permission for certain gifts, Hendrix wants to know if you have a cat or a dog, and if you do, what's their name?
No, I do not have a cat or a dog. Remember, we're at the North Pole, and though we have a protective environment to keep us all from freezing to death up there, there's just not a lot of dogs and cats up there. We have enough trouble with our reindeer and our talking polar bears and all those kind of people. There's no lack of company up there.
Yeah.
There's just no lack, and it's always a good, fun place, and we're always so busy anyhow. It'd be hard for us to take the time to give the care that a dog or cat needs.
And yeah, speaking of that, what if someone has on their list that they want a cat or a puppy for Christmas?
Well, Santa makes toys.
Yeah.
Santa makes toys.
Okay.
And that's another one of those decisions with mom and dad to work out, because I don't make dogs and cats. And besides, can you imagine if I was flying over the Atlantic Ocean and I had a little puppy in my sleigh and he jumped?
No, I don't want to imagine.
That's another reason why I don't do that. That's another reason
Makes
why. Absolutely.
sense. Okay, so, Lisa says, you look good.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Mrs. Claus and the elves always try to tell me to take care of myself, and well, we won't talk about this part, but all the rest of it they tell me to take care of and look good when they go out.
And Emily Clark Smith wants to know, how do you do it? That's how do you do it?
Do what?
Well, there's a lot involved. I'm guessing she's asking,
How do I get all the toys around in a year? Well, there's some more of those secret things that most people don't think about, but there's actually 3 gift-giving days in a year, not just the one. Some parts of the world celebrate their gift-giving time on December 6th, which is also actually my namesake day called St. Nicholas Day. And I believe there are 2 countries that do that, and then there's many other countries that have it on January the 6th, which is called Epiphany, or Three Kings Day if you're over in Germany. But then there's 69 countries, believe it or not, that just don't celebrate Christmas, like China and some of those countries. So other than that, we have the date line, and I start at one place and I go on around the world. I go north to south while I'm going from the east to the west, and I have enough time.
Yeah.
Plus my magic fairy dust that we'll talk about another time really helps me a lot. It actually changes 10 minutes into 1 second.
Well, we have about 25 more minutes with Santa here. So if you are watching, or if you just tuned in, go ahead and send us those questions for Santa here on Facebook. A lot of comments coming in so far. I do have a question for you, Santa. What about the Grinch? He's a mean one.
You know, the Grinch, we actually have a lot of Grinches out there today in our world. And it's kind of like the old Scrooge, you know, the bah humbug. And sometimes, like the Grinch, he doesn't want other people to be happy because he's not happy. Because the Grinch has the whole wrong idea of what Christmas is about. And he just can't understand why all the kids in Whoville are always happy and singing and all this kind of stuff when he's so miserable.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like for all of us every day when we understand the real meaning of Christmas and all that it's about, it just opens our heart up to share that love. And at the very end of that movie and the story about Grinch, his heart grows bigger and bigger because he realized the true meaning of Christmas. And then he was able to show all that love and joy and caring and sharing and all those good things that we should do 365 days a year.
That's true.
Not just December.
Yeah. Well, I want to put this down here and see. We've got Shannon says her 2-year-old daughter Elena says hello. She wants
Elena.
a baby doll for Christmas. I do want to thank you for playing this gift wrapping game with me. That was fun.
You're welcome. I
won,
still say
by
I
the way.
had the doll scissors.
We can go back and have the seeds.
Yes, all right.
So I can have a
Absolutely.
closer look here.
But again, that's why I have elves.
Yes. You probably, when's the last time you had to wrap a present for someone?
Anniversary.
Oh, yes. Well, that's probably a
Couldn't
very
get away from that one.
important present.
Yep, couldn't get away from that one.
Okay, so you brought in this book, but when it comes to Christmas stories, do you have a favorite?
A favorite Christmas story? That's a tough question. Well, you know, a lot of the movies that are made are made from books and stories. So I guess I would have to say probably the story of the Polar Express.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'll talk to older children, 13, 14, and 15-year-olds, and I always tell them to go home. I give them an assignment. I said, this week you need to go home and watch that movie. Don't fast forward it. Pay special attention to the last 5 minutes. Because the neat part about that movie is it says, always believe. And that's why I like it so much, because it's about believing and understanding that you're never too old to believe. I've recently started telling people, you're never too old to be young, because it's all what's in the heart. So that would have to be my most special one. Very meaningful, I think.
In that story, the kid holds on to a bell, and even when he is an adult, he still has it.
Can you still hear the bell ring? That's what I
Yes.
always ask the older kids and the parents.
Adam says, Merry Christmas, Santa, that he's been very good. He
Merry
loves
Christmas,
school.
Adam.
And he hopes he's not on the naughty list.
I don't believe you are. I think you've done a really good job this year, but you know, you never quit trying and always keep working to be better and better.
Okay, pulling up some more comments here. Katie wants to know if she can please have a Barbie Santa. There's a Barbie Santa?
A Barbie Santa. Now, every once in a while, the elves slip a new toy in on me without letting me know about it. But I haven't seen that one. But I'll tell you what, as soon as I leave here today, I will get on the phone to the North Pole and I will talk to the people there, the elves there, and Mr. Springerly, who does a lot with our toys, and find out what's going on.
I didn't know that there was a Barbie Santa.
No, I hadn't heard of that one either, but yeah, that's the thing about the elves. They're always surprising me. It's just always surprising me with something.
Here's a surprising comment. This one comes from Jen Henderson. Wants to know if they can have an Aston Martin for Christmas. Can you make that happen? She's been awfully
Matchbox or Hot Wheel version.
That's a good answer.
I'm sure we can hook that one up.
That's a good answer. Wow. Yeah, that's a nice car. Oh, and the Canes say hello from their great nephews, Brentley, Caden, Easton, and Braylon.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
And Patricia says, can you bring me a phone? And she hopes the elves don't move.
Oh, well, you already heard me talking about the phone.
Yep.
That would be something to discuss with Mom and Dad.
Now, Brittany wants to know, and we did cover this, but it's coming up again. Which is your favorite reindeer?
Can't have a favorite reindeer. I can't. You know, the thing of it is, each reindeer was named because of a special trait that they have.
Oh.
And I really wouldn't want to do without any of them. They're all so special to me, and they've been a part of my life for so many years I can't tell you. And they're all special to me. They're all special. I love every one of them, and except for the occasional time when one of them kicks me because he's trying to be funny. That's good.
That's not funny.
That's not funny.
So Bill wants to know, what do you do during the summer? Is that relaxed time?
I do a couple things, actually. I spend a lot of time at the North Pole making toys, of course, because as we did back before, where I had some special toys that I was able to give out. And those, they're not painted and they're not remote control, and those are ones I just like to especially work with. That's one of the things I do. I make several of those, not a whole lot. But the other thing that I do now, differently than I have done for eons, is I leave the North Pole and I come into different cities and states and countries. And you wouldn't see me in this, but in some sort of a red shirt or red pants, and I walk around trying to encourage people all year long to have the spirit of Christmas. And again, like I said, not just in December, but all year round.
All year round.
And it's so neat because I get to make people smile. And whenever you can make somebody smile, that's a great gift. And I'm thankful that I'm able to do that. And by the way, everybody else is able to do that too if they try.
Speaking about going around the different cities, Drania Patterson. So Haven wants to know if you're coming to Montgomery to drop off his gifts, and if so, please be careful.
Well, I will definitely be coming by Montgomery. That's on my route. But just make sure that you're asleep, because if you're awake, the reindeers just may not stop. So make sure you're asleep.
Now, that is something. So you have to go to bed at said bedtime, like whatever your household bedtime is. Otherwise,
the reindeer may not stop. And we may circle around if we have time.
Right.
But it's important to go to bed when Mom and Dad say, go to bed. And go to sleep.
It's hard to do that because you're so excited.
Oh, I know it is. I know it's so hard. I know that. It's just lay there and think about all the neat things that's going on, and then think about, now what was the name of Santa's reindeer? And just think about that and try to name off all 9 of the reindeer, and eventually you'll fall asleep.
Okay, and Olivia missed it, and this is from Christy. Want to know what your favorite cookie is again.
Okay, it's a tie between the chocolate chip and the peanut butter ones.
Okay. So
and on the chocolate chip, preferably the chewy chocolate chip.
The chewy. Now, why don't you like a non-chewy chocolate chip?
Because they make all kind of stuff in my beard.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
Messy. Okay, so DB Glover says, Santa, will you please say hello to Peyton and Ryan? Peyton is excited for you, and this is Ryan's first Christmas.
Oh, well, hello, Peyton and Ryan. You have so many more to come, and you're going to have such a great time. I'm so looking forward to keeping track of you and watching you come up on the nice list so you do all good things.
Aw, okay, this is from Becky. She says, Santa, can you give Walker and Wesley get well wishes? They have the flu, pneumonia, and RSV.
Ooh, and that was Wesley and Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I hope you fellas do get feeling better. And I'll tell you what, Santa will make sure that he whispers a prayer for you tonight.
There you go. I have another one too asking for well wishes. April is asking for Lily to get better soon. She's not feeling well, has a fever.
Well, make sure you stay in out of the rain that we're having this coming up this weekend here, and just stay warm. And as a chicken noodle soup, it's always a good thing. It goes down good and makes you feel good.
Chicken noodle soup is the absolute best.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Sonia says, Hayden says hello, and a shout out would be awesome for this 5-year-old because he is so excited for you to come.
Hayden is?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited to come by as well, but just, and sometimes if I have time, I like to sneak over to your bedroom and wave to you when you're a little bit groggy, and you won't remember it, but I enjoy watching children sleep so peacefully at times. It's such a great thing. So don't try to sneak out of the bed.
Okay. Now, this is from Zion. Wants to know if you can bring him a PJ Mask toy.
A PJ Mask toy.
PJ Mask toy.
Well, it's like I said before, Santa won't make a promise because I never know, because there's not enough of every toy to go to every girl and boy. But I will promise you, you're going to have a great Christmas this year, and you're going to be real happy with what you get.
Angie wants to know if you can say hi to Cody, Aaron. And then she says, Aaron wants a giant crane. Now, I'm guessing they're not talking about a bird.
No. Oh, there are. We have some really interesting ones this year. The cranes. That's those things that it's like a truck. Think of a truck. And on the back, there's big arms that reach out and reach across. And sometimes it'll lower things. And there are some really nice ones out there. Paw Patrol has a nice one.
Oh, you know all about it.
They have some really neat cranes out there this year.
Okay. All right. So I want to get back to that technology that Lee was talking about. And I'm almost afraid to ask about the naughty and nice list checker.
Oh. Well, I guess I could show you. Let me take the glove off, because you can't use gloves on these cell phones. They're all touch thing and everything nowadays. Let me see what I can find here. Oh, let's see. Well, actually, the elves gave me this new app.
Oh, the elves.
And it's actually a biometric scanner. So it scans what is on the inside of the heart. It knows what's what. So what we're going to do is, this says naughty or nice.
It does.
And you just have to put your thumb on there and press and hold until you see. Let me reset it first of all. Press and hold until you see the needle move. And this will tell us where you really are.
Oh, it says! It's analyzing. This is nerve-wracking.
All right. Congratulations, you're on the nice list.
I knew it.
She knew it.
Well, sometimes. So, okay, so I love the technology. Is it hard keeping up with all of it, or do you have your elves or Mrs. Claus to help you with that?
Oh my goodness, it has been so many years the elves have been after me. I have a huge naughty and nice list, a huge scroll that I've always had everything in writing. And the elves have been telling me, Santa, please. We have computers, and we have phones, and we have apps, and for me, it's like I have to learn a whole new language.
Yeah.
But I've tried to do that. What was funny is the first year, and actually still, I had the nice list on the computer. And what I ended up doing, checking the computer and comparing it with my written list. So now it's taking me twice as long because I'm doing it 2 different ways because I can't give up the right written list.
And you have to check it twice.
Absolutely. So it's always a challenge that the technology is going so fast, especially over the last 100 years. The technology has gone crazy insane.
My goodness, it is hard to keep up with all of these comments. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We have lots of them coming in.
But you know, let me interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead.
There's one question that I'm almost always asked, and I'm surprised that nobody has asked it.
Really? Okay.
Nobody has said, Santa, where's your reindeer?
You know, no one has asked where they are. They just
I
want to know who's
know.
your favorite.
I know.
So where are they?
So nobody wants to know where the reindeer are now?
I'll ask that question. Where are your reindeer?
Okay. Well, can you imagine driving down the road and looking up and seeing a rather chunky fella driving a sleigh with 8 flying reindeer? Your attention wouldn't be on the road very long. So the first thing is, I only fly them at night. And secondly, in all the places where I go visit, the elves have coordinated with people who have a horse farm or horse barns. And what happens is I'll come in at night, I'll land the sleigh and the reindeer at that horse farm, because reindeer love horses. They love horses. It's their best friends. They just have a great time. And so the reindeer stay in the stables with the horses. The sleigh is inside where it's out of the way. And we've arranged with our North Pole fleet of vehicles that there's always a vehicle there waiting for me. And it's always red.
Always.
Always red vehicle.
And shiny.
Absolutely. But that's where the reindeer are right now. They're just outside of the city. I won't say where or what direction because I don't want you to go there. But they're in somebody's barn or stables
Just
with the
hanging
horses.
out.
Just hanging out waiting.
There you go. Nibbling on some raisins. Probably.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Katie says, please say hello to Bailey. She is 6 and she's been a perfect angel this year.
Hi, Bailey. I am so glad that you have been so good this year. I am glad to hear it. You just keep that up and you're going to be very surprised come Christmas morning.
Okay, and Gypsy says, hello, Santa. Keelan, her son, wants to know if he's on the naughty list and also to let you know that he loves you.
But see, here's the thing. Anybody who can sit there and say to Santa, Santa, I love you, they're not going to be on the naughty list because their heart's in the right place. So, way to go, Keelan.
Okay, and so this is kind of on the lines of where the reindeer are, but this one's a little different. They want to know how the reindeer are and if they're ready to roll.
Oh yes, they're always excited about going because they get to fly faster than they get to fly any time of the year. They love that. They love the challenges of finding out where to land and seeing the areas and how they change over the years. Because of course, just like here in Alabama, not every place has snow. And that always gives them a sense of excitement because it's something new. But they're all ready to go. They are really ready to go.
And this question comes from Irma, and they want to know, why did you choose December 25th out of all other days?
Oh my goodness. Do you know, Well, first of all, the simple answer to that is because that is the day that most people celebrate the birth of Jesus. But hundreds and hundreds of years ago, there was always question of what date. And they had two different types of calendars. And that's why, we have this thing now, you've heard of the 12 days of Christmas. Because one point, you have December the 25th and January the 6th. And that's 12 days of time in there. That's where the 12 days of Christmas came from. Because different groups of people want to celebrate the gift giving on different days. But the majority of the world does celebrate it on December 25th.
Okay, there you go. Hope that answers your question. And we are only 5 minutes left into the Facebook Live. So if you have questions for Santa, let him know. Most people are just chiming in to say hello. Oh gosh. Okay, so Danny, Caleb, they say hi Santa. Fabian says hi Santa. Latasha says hi Santa.
Oh, I love hearing from all of you. It really does warm my heart to hear from the children. Children are so innocent of all the stuff that goes on in the world, and they haven't let all those things cloud their belief and cloud their enjoyment and the joy that they have. And there's, I love working with children this big, but I love working with the children that are this big too. And for those of you listening, I'm talking about the adults that have not forgotten how to be kids. It's so great. And there's nothing better you could do for your child than to show them that you can be a child too.
Yeah. So, do you like to sing?
I see that's coming a loaded question.
Do you have a favorite Christmas song?
The thing about me, when it comes to favorite songs, favorite foods, favorite movies, favorite stories, when it comes to Christmas, they're all that way. I watch them all year round.
Yeah.
I listen to the songs all year round. But, well, I have to say, you better watch out.
Uh-oh.
You better not cry. You better not shout. I'm telling you why. Because Santa Claus is coming to town. And that is one of my favorite songs. I'll have to admit it. I have the elves, the fleet vehicles that we have in every town. There's a little red button in each one of those cars. And if I push it, you can hear it. It says, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not shout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
You do sing. So my favorite Christmas songs, I have two. It would be Last Christmas by George Michael, and then This Christmas by Donny Hathaway. I love those songs.
All right.
And
Last
I don't
Christmas,
sing.
it sounds almost sad though.
Last Christmas?
Isn't that the one, Last Christmas, I gave you my heart?
Yeah.
But look at the rest of the words of it.
Well.
Oh my goodness. How about White Christmas?
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, Santa.
Love White. See, yes, absolutely. Oh, what's that song? What's that lady's name? Mariah Carey sang.
Yes.
What is that song?
Oh my gosh.
It's you.
All I Want for Christmas is You.
All I
Yeah.
Want for Christmas is You. That's neat. That's a really
Yes.
neat song.
So-
that's a really neat song too.
Our web producer, Cassandra, that is her favorite Christmas song. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh my gosh, just 2 minutes.
I have to say, for those folks who may be a little bit beyond the kid age, child age, years and years ago, there was a young man named Elvis Presley.
Yes.
He had a lot of good songs. But one of my favorites of his chorus is, if every day could be like Christmas, what a wonderful world this would be. And I get excited every time I hear that one because it's so true. And I have to say, there's one more that just tears me up. Every time I listen to this song, you got to understand, Santa does cry. I get so emotional sometimes I can't stand myself. But there's a song out there called Christmas Shoes. It's just a story about a young boy wanting to buy a pair of shoes for his mom for Christmas because she was very ill. And he went to the store, and there was a man in the store also in line behind the young boy. And the young boy went to pay for these shoes because his daddy said to him, "You better hurry, there's not much time." And the boy tried to pay for the shoes, and he emptied all of his pockets, and he was short on money. And the man stood there beside him and listened to him talk about his mommy and how she always gave to Christmas to everybody else. And so he reached in his pocket and he paid the money so that little boy could buy shoes for his mom. And that reminded the gentleman, he said, what Christmas is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Santa, thank you for stopping by.
My privilege. I've loved every moment of it. Well, except for the gift wrapping where I had the doll scissors.
Doll scissors? Santa, I think if I gave you doll scissors, I would not have been on the nice list.
No, she had George do it. I know.
Thank you, Santa. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, niece.
Bye, guys.